Welcome to Egypt. The Temple of Dendera is one of the most significant and well-preserved ancient Egyptian temples, located in the town of Dendera, about 6 kilometers north of Cana in Upper Egypt. This temple has a fascinating history, filled with mythology, religion, art, and architecture. It's not just a structure of stones, but a symbol of the sacred rituals dedicated to one of Egypt's most important deities, Hathor, the goddess of love, beauty, music, and fertility. The beginning, the age of pharaohs and gods. Dendera was known in ancient Egypt as the center of worship for Hathor, one of the most important goddesses in Egyptian mythology. Hathor was considered the goddess of love, joy, motherhood, and fertility. She was often depicted as a cow or a woman with cow's ears, symbolizing her connection with the nurturing aspects of life. The city of Dendera was established as a major religious center long before the construction of the Grand Temple we see today. The origins of the temple date back to ancient Egyptian times, but it was during the Ptolemaic period that the construction of the magnificent structure began. It was during the reign of King Ptolemy III, circa 238 to 222 BC, that the building of the Grand Temple started, and its development continued through the rule of his successors. The temple was completed by the Romans, particularly during the reign of Emperor Augustus. The temple's construction. From pharaohs to Ptolemies. The Temple of Dendera was originally a small shrine, but with the coming of the Ptolemaic dynasty, it underwent major expansions. The Ptolemies, who ruled Egypt after the death of Alexander the Great, were keen on blending Greek and Egyptian traditions, and they wanted to connect their reign with the divine authority of the ancient Egyptian gods. Hathor, in particular, became an important deity for the Ptolemies, and they built the temple as a way to link their political legitimacy to the religious and cultural heritage of Egypt. Although the temple's construction began in the Ptolemaic period, much of the structure we see today was built and decorated during the Roman period. The temple is a fusion of Egyptian architectural traditions and Greco-Roman influences, reflecting the political and cultural climate of the time. The design of the temple. Architecture of the divine and beautiful. The Temple of Dendera is not just a place of worship, but also a masterpiece of Egyptian architecture. It represents a spiritual journey through different levels of sacredness, from the grand entrance to the inner sanctum. The grand entrance. The entrance of the temple represents the transition from the mortal world to the divine realm. Visitors pass through a long corridor, decorated with statues of gods and kings, leading them into the main temple. The open courtyard. The large courtyard or hypostyle hall is filled with towering columns. These columns are decorated with images of Hathor, who is often depicted as a cow-headed goddess or a woman with cow ears. The courtyard was used for public ceremonies and rituals. The main hall. This large hall is adorned with beautiful reliefs and carvings depicting the gods and kings of Egypt. The walls tell stories of divine acts and rituals, as well as the relationship between the pharaohs and the gods. It was in this hall that important religious ceremonies took place. The inner sanctum. The inner rooms of the temple were reserved for the most sacred rites. These rooms were where the priests would perform rituals and offer prayers to the gods. One of the most significant features of the temple is the heavenly vault or ceiling of the sky, which contains complex astronomical motifs. The astronomical ceiling. The temple is renowned for its ceiling, which features intricate astronomical carvings. These show the sun and other celestial bodies, symbolizing the journey of the sun god across the sky. The ceiling represents a cosmic map that connects the temple with the heavens. The sacred pool. The temple complex also features a sacred pool, where purification rituals were performed. It was believed that the goddess Hathor would visit this pool, and it was considered a symbol of her divine presence. The myths and religious practices. The Temple of Dendera was not just a place for religious rituals. It was also a center for the dissemination of Egyptian mythology and the worship of Hathor. One of the central myths associated with the temple is the journey to the sky of Hathor. According to the myth, Hathor was considered the goddess of the sun, and each year she would travel to the sky to join with the sun god, bringing blessings to the earth upon her return. This event was celebrated with great festivals and rituals in the temple. Additionally, The temple played an important role in the cycle of life and death in Egyptian religious thought. It was believed that the rituals performed there would ensure the continued cycle of life and the renewal of the cosmos. The battle of preservation. The temple through the ages. Like many other temples in Egypt, the Temple of Dendera underwent significant changes over the centuries. With the rise of Christianity, many temples in Egypt were repurposed for Christian use, and Dendera was no exception. During the Christian era, parts of the temple were turned into a church. Then, with the spread of Islam, interest in ancient Egyptian temples diminished, and the temple was eventually abandoned. For centuries, the temple remained buried under sand, its grandeur hidden from view. It wasn't until the 19th century, with the arrival of European explorers and archaeologists, that the temple was rediscovered and its beauty brought back to light. The temple today. Living history and a popular tourist destination. Today, the Temple of Dendera stands as one of Egypt's most important and well-preserved archaeological sites. Visitors from around the world come to explore its magnificent halls, columns, and reliefs. The temple is also home to one of the most remarkable pieces of Egyptian art, its astronomical ceiling, which continues to fascinate historians, astronomers, and tourists alike. The temple is not only a site of historical and architectural significance, but also a place where the legacy of the ancient Egyptians continues to live. The grandeur and beauty of the Temple of Dendera are a testament to the skill and imagination of the ancient builders, as well as to the enduring power of Egyptian mythology and religious practices. Conclusion: a sacred journey through time. The Temple of Dendera is more than just an ancient monument. It is a living testament to the spiritual and artistic achievements of ancient Egypt. Its design reflects a deep connection between the earthly and divine, and its mythological significance continues to captivate those who visit it. From its construction under the Ptolemies to its preservation in modern times, the temple remains a symbol of Egypt's ancient glory and its profound understanding of the cosmos, life, and the divine.